Okay, so first, welcome everybody. I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure most of you guys have seen we've been posting about resuming league play. The reason that we're doing this is because we have 3 locations that have been open for 2 weeks and are ready for APA players. Not all locations are open. Um, Originally, we wanted to start everybody at the same time. We're working with what we have, and it actually might prove to be a blessing in disguise because we can focus on each division, make sure that it opens up smoothly, and then kind of move on to the next one as we go. So, this is our first live stream with official dates. We'll go over the schedules, roster rules, and give some tips for safe play. Feel free to use the comment section to write any questions you have. Right now is the time to get down to the details. I'll review the comments at the end if there are any, and I'll answer any questions. If you play in a location that's not open yet, I don't have dates, but I do have the schedule to allow for the social distancing, so you'll at least have an idea of what to expect once we do have some dates. So, just to reiterate a few things that have already been covered, we are resuming play right where we left off in week 11 of 16. I know that Day League 8 Ball had one extra week of play, so you guys are in 11 or 12 of 16. But we're basically going right back to the 2020 spring session, playing for the same thing that we were playing for right before we shut down. Once we've completed the session, we are going to do our best to have a summer session, but we might be forced to jump straight into the fall. There's a lot of questions around that. If we do have to jump straight to fall, we are going to adjust how we qualify teams for the World Qualifier next year. Still playing with the numbers and doing the math, but we will make sure that everybody has multiple opportunities to qualify, and we'll try to make it as equal as it would be if you had that extra session. So, right now, for the first few weeks, we're aiming to have a maximum of 6 teams playing in one location at any given time. When we use the phrase alternate day, what we mean is that this is a day that we've cleared with that host location for APA players to come in and use the tables. So, Mad Hippo Monday night, to maintain proper distancing, we are going to be scheduling 2 teams to play on Tuesday. Your schedule will show as Monday on the app. However, if we tell you that we're moving you to Tuesday, please know that you will be playing on Tuesday. You need to disregard what the app says. We cannot adjust one team's day of the week. It's just one of the technical limitations. To overcome this, what we're going to do is create a tab on our website that will say COVID-19 schedules. I might say updates, I'm not sure. That tab is going to it'll have links to all of the live stream videos that we've done, the download of the new rules in writing. It'll have a download for every single division's new schedule and contacts for each captain in that division. So when I say the website, I'm not talking about the app. I'm talking about our www.lakeosceola@apaleagues.com website. So that's Monday night Mad Hippo. You will find out tomorrow the 2 teams that will be scheduled to play on Tuesday. Sidelines, you guys have room for all 6 teams to play as long as some of the guidelines are followed. If you are a team that prefers a smaller crowd, your alternate date is Tuesday. That goes for both Monday and Wednesday divisions. iPinball. Tuesday night is going to be split in half. So we're going to have 4 teams on Tuesday and 4 teams on Wednesday playing on tables 3 and 5. Those have the most area for seating. Tables 2 and 4 have been shut down, and table 1 will be open for practice or for patrons. Thursday 9 ball, you guys can stay the same. You're already at 4 teams, and there's really no need to change anything there. iPinball does have alternate day of Wednesday for the teams. You guys also have Sundays during the daytime. You guys are more than welcome to go in. We do need to know so we can make sure we adjust the table time down. We need to give Dawn and Connie as much notice as possible. Claremont, I know you guys aren't playing yet, but the Claremont Bowling Alley did open up. Right now I'm in communication with the owners because there are a lot of limitations to that small pool area. We are not starting you guys on the 8th. We might wait a week or two until there's a little bit more on the social distancing for the 50 person. So basically phase 2. However, Monday is going to be split with 4 teams playing Monday night, 2 teams playing on Wednesday night. Tuesday will be split for 4 teams playing on Tuesday and 2 teams playing on Wednesday. So basically what will happen is you'll have 4 teams on Monday, 4 teams on Tuesday, and 4 teams on Thursday. So, or not Thursday, just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Fat Cats. Monday night, you guys are going to be okay. We already had you guys on double table assignments, so your extra table is going to be what will allow for the social distancing. Our Wednesday night division is a little bit more complicated. Napa is working with us and might be shifting to Friday nights, where it will give us a little bit more room to spread out throughout the tables. But we are still going to look at scheduling a couple teams on Tuesday, at least for the first week, once the bars open back up and we see what kind of crowds Fat Cats brings in naturally. We can schedule league play normally, but that really wouldn't allow for anybody else to be in the bar. So those schedules will definitely take some working with. As soon as we do have that, I'll send it to all the captains. Besides that, Frank's Place, the only night that I see having a little bit more of an issue with is our Monday night. We did have Via Entertainment. They have 4 9-foot tables. We can use those 4 tables and put 4 teams over at Via. That would leave 6 teams over at Frank's Place and should allow enough room. Frank's Place, because we have play every night of the week and Dana Ray runs her Friday night tournament, the only day that we really have available is Saturday. Frank's Place normally doesn't open until 6, at least in their previous schedule. So we would just need you guys to communicate with us. We need to get permission from them, but Saturday is probably going to be your alternate day. So that's the schedules. Getting to the rosters and the paperwork. So we're going to be reprinting all the paperwork with the new, dates of play and everything like that. You'll be getting alerts through the app on the notifications if you have that turned on. If you know a roster change that you need to make, please send them to us in writing. You can text that to us, 407-801-5386, or you can email it to us. My email is theamorgan@apaleagues.com. If you are on a qualified team, we need to know sooner than later because we have to get permission from St. Louis. If you have a last minute change and you are on a qualified team, you just have to hold that match. If you have a last minute change and you are not on a world qualified team, your division reps may sign off on the change. You walk in, there's somebody there, you just found out that day that somebody on your team is not coming back, you want to add that person right then and there, go to your division rep, let them know, they know the guidelines, they'll initial so that you can write that player in. It's the easiest way, I think, and fastest way to make it easy for you guys. So just remember the guidelines. World qualifier, the new player must have 20 lifetime matches in the last 2 years and be equal or a lesser skill level. Non-qualified teams, your new player must have 10 lifetime matches in the last 2 years and be within 1 skill level of the player that they're replacing. So if you have a 4, you can replace them with a 5, 4, or 3. This is on non-qualified teams. Pretty much covers it. The next thing that we wanted to cover are some tips for safely resuming league play. So I'm going to start by saying you are not obligated to follow these guidelines as they are suggestions. Hi, Kevin. Kevin just got home. We feel that these suggestions will help make and keep everybody feeling safe. So number 1, set up a group chat to set a lineup for your team so that no more than 5 players are there at any given time. If we have 10 teams and 5 people on a team, that's 50 people. Some of the areas allow for that, some of them don't. If we have 6 teams with 5 people on it, it really gives everybody space, especially in the first couple weeks, to make sure that everybody has room to spread out. Wash your hands when you arrive to your host location, and you can also wash your hands before and after you play your match. Temporarily, we are allowing you guys to flip a coin instead of lagging. Social distancing is you're walking by people for small amounts of time, but the only time you're forced to be right next to somebody is when you're lagging. So we are going to add that in. This is a very temporary thing. So please just do it for the next couple weeks and be ready to go back to lagging. Only have your cue stick out when you're playing your match. So after you're done playing, feel free to wipe it down, break it down and put it away. That way it's out of the way and maybe even put it back in your car. Using your own chalk. So if you don't have your own chalk, you can see your division rep. We're giving each one of them a bag of chalk so that they can give each individual player a piece of chalk so that you're not passing that back and forth. If you want to get a chalk holder, you can. I know that Pool Dog and Eastern Billiards give discounts for those. You can find all the discounts and codes and all that stuff on our website, not the app, the website. Through the side tab menu, there's the thing that says discounts there. Wear a mask if social distancing is difficult. You're not required to wear a mask. Everybody has a choice on this. We ask that everybody respect each other's choices. We do have masks on sale for $10. Anybody who didn't pre-order it, this is the mask. I don't know if I did that upside down. I did. It's a cute, just kind of black and colorful. It has these little adjustable straps here. On the inside, there's a flap, and each one comes with a filter that you can put in there. We are selling those for $10. You can see myself or Kim Spurgeon if you'd like to buy one. If you are not playing a match or keeping score, please watch from a safe distance. A lot of our areas, people crowd around the pool table, and we hope to get back to that very soon. But for the first couple weeks, maybe go find a table that you can see the table, but you're not right next to it. Coaches, you're recommended to keep score so that you're right there. But if you don't want to keep score, just be within calling distance so there's not major delays in the matches trying to find you. If you are a higher risk individual or wanting to be a little bit more cautious, we have 3 suggestions. So you can ask your captain if you can play early, maybe even before league play is even scheduled to start, and go home so that you can kind of get in and out. You can play your match on an alternate night or communicate with your opponent on waiting. Maybe you can play it as a makeup match later. Maybe wait a few more weeks, and then when you're ready to really be out there, just know you're going to have some of those makeup matches. Lastly, and this is just kind of a general reminder for everybody, let's leave the political opinions and COVID-19 arguments on Facebook and between your, friends or work friends or whatever it may be. When you get to league, it's about leaving the world outside and having a good time. So I know that there's a lot of people with a lot of different opinions. We all need to respect each other's opinions, but the easiest way not to get in a fight is to not talk about it. So let's try to forget about everything, go in and just play pool and have fun. So as of right now, so we know that there's 3 divisions starting on June 8th. Those divisions have your updated app schedule. Other divisions, your schedule has already been pushed back an extra week. We do have a Wednesday night tournament at iPinball. We're going to max the players at 24, but we're doing that Wednesday at iPinball, 6 o'clock p.m., 7 o'clock practice, 100% voluntary, does not count towards APA in any way, shape, or form. It's just going to be a fun little cash tournament. Mad Hippo, we're going to do the same thing on Friday night. That one will be practice at 7, play at 8, and we're going to max that one at 32 players. I am willing to run a singles board on Tuesday. We can do that at either Via Entertainment up in Leesburg or down at Sidelines in St. Cloud. If you are interested in that, I need you guys to contact me, and I'll work on putting that together. So that basically covers everything that we wanted to go over. A majority of the information is going to be sent out to you guys tomorrow in writing. Still working out. I keep getting to the spot where I'm ready to send it, and I think of something else that I need to add on. So I want to send it to you guys in a collective package, so it's one email with everything that you'll need in it. It's also going to be published on the app through the app news updates. It's also going to be on our website through a side menu tab. So please look out for that. the teams that are going to be playing on dates outside of your normal scheduled league night, I will be calling you guys directly to make sure that you did get the message. And if you have an issue or a major concern about playing on that alternate night, obviously we're going to try to work with you. But the easiest way for us to keep this clean and efficient is for us to just set the new schedule and let you guys know when it is. I see a question here about Destination League. Destination League is its own animal. You guys are definitely going to have some shifts. We normally play on a Saturday with 2 different times. We have the noon start time and the 5 o'clock start time. One thing that we're thinking is maybe split that between Saturdays and Sundays. That way everybody can still play at Fat Cats. Obviously, it's a non-smoking division and a smoking pool hall, so we'll need to coordinate that with Fat Cats. Another option is to bring in iPinball, which is down the road for maybe 2 teams to play at, and they would have 2 tables and it would give them plenty of room. Until we get to phase 2 and Fat Cats has been open for a week, we're not going to be announcing any dates on that. Ladies League Masters, you guys have 1 month left of play, which is equivalent to 2 weeks of play. Those are going to be scheduled also as soon as Franks and Fat Cats are allowed to open up. Because Ladies and Masters were pushed back to December, we do have more time for those. So they are, I'm not going to say back burner, but they are definitely going to be one of the events that we can push back if needed. The Jack and, not the Jack and Jill. No, it is the Jack and Jill tournament. We had that on schedule for the first weekend of June, or it might be the second weekend of June. That is looking like it might need to get pushed back also. But the team captains tournament, we might be able to keep that on schedule because Mad Hippo is already open, and that's the location that we would be playing that out of. So team captains, you guys are good to go. Please confirm your team counts, register your teams. We're still accepting new teams for that tournament. But the Jack and Jill, please be on the lookout for a new update on that date. So Frank's Place. I don't really have an exact update on when they're going to play, but I am talking with John about going and getting a sneak peek, hopefully. We might be able to have an open date. I would hope by the end of next week we might have a better idea. So another good question, racking balls. If your team would like to establish a third party to rack every rack so that only one person is coming into contact with the rack, you can do that. A player cannot rack their own rack. That's pretty much the guideline we're sticking to. But if you do want to say one person, maybe it's a captain of one of the teams, and they're the designated racker for the day, you can also, of course, wipe down the rack in between with a wipe, a sanitizing wipe or something like that. Mole tournament, Fat Cats on Sunday, not yet. We don't have anything on schedule for Sunday, but Fat Cats is not open yet from what I know. So right now there's nothing going on. Best of the Rest tournament, Rocio. As soon as we have every division started, we'll have the dates for the Best of the Rest tournament. We do have to complete our spring session and play Tri-Cup before we can do Best of the Rest. So you'll have plenty of notice for that. I think we had something tentatively on the schedule. I know that we're not playing World Qualifier until end of August, early September. So I would say Best of the Rest will be mid-August. That's kind of what I would look at. Alan, good question. Masters South. So we have 2 Masters divisions. We have the South, which is Mad Hippo and Sidelines, where both locations are open. And then we have North, which is at Fat Cats, who obviously is not open yet. Masters South is going to be resuming play on June 7th, which is the first Sunday of the month where you normally would have played. Sidelines has the 9-foot tables that are an option for you guys to kind of spread out. But Masters teams tend to be smaller because there are only 4 people. And because you're using 2 tables at the same time, there's 2 people playing, and there's usually 1 or 2 people that are kind of sitting at the table waiting. So there's not the crowd limitation that we have with the 8-person team. So, Matt Hippo, we are confident that you guys can spread out and be able to play without any alteration there. If your team wants to play on Saturday instead of Sunday, you can. Just let us know. But we'll be calling through all the captains this week and making sure everybody knows what location their team needs to be at and who they're playing, and make sure everybody's going to show up so that nobody's showing up without an opponent. So, Mole, do they do it in-house? I'm not sure what you're referring to, but feel free to call me. Looks like a lot of these questions are about the Franks. It looks like Limery said as soon as the Franks is ready to open, they are still under the renovations, so no date yet. But as soon as we have a date, believe me, you guys will know. I guess besides that, sorry, I'm still going up in some of these comments here. Yeah, lots of questions about Frank's Place opening up. So as soon as we know, we will let you guys know. There's a lot of stuff waiting on that. Via Entertainment, which is about 10 minutes down the road, they have 4 9-foot tables. They have a really nice, clean area with plenty of space. It's a great place to go and practice. If you guys have a makeup match, I think Castaways and Just the Tip, you guys have a makeup match. Frank's Place is going to be pretty crowded. So I do want to try to coordinate that if we can. If you don't want to play it now, that's fine. We're working on it. I think the last thing that I'll add is makeup matches. We are being flexible with the makeup matches, but we do need every match played before the last week of play. So we need to be going into that last week of play with all the matches in so that we can do the wild card and all that. So Fat Cats in-house tournament. Yes, there is a Fat Cats in-house tournament when they do open back up. I believe that Dan runs one every other Saturday. There's also every Sunday. Terry runs a 9-ball tournament. I think it's practice at 2, play at 3. But again, they're not open yet. So once they do open, I'm sure they'll be resuming the tournaments. Fat Cats in-house tournament already. Oh, okay. Yeah. Obviously, guys, we're all going to be working with everybody. If Destination does need the tables for Sunday, then we'll be working with the tournament director and everybody to make sure that we can have that day. So lots of coordination still to be done on that. In fact, Destination Division, you guys are probably going to have your own separate live stream that's just going to go over your division just because you are so special with your extra trips and things like that. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to call or text us. Feel free to post on our Facebook group page. We see we've had a lot of new people join. Feel free to share pictures or stories or anything like that. If you guys get updates on host locations that we haven't announced, feel free to share them with us so that we can make sure that we're spreading the news. And we look forward to seeing everybody in a week or two. Obviously, some of the divisions we'll be seeing sooner than later, but at least we're getting started, which was the hardest step. So we look forward to each one. I will talk to you guys later and look for emails tomorrow.